Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be showing you how to make this cowl sleep dress for, I would just say it's for bridesmaids, but then it can be used for a variety of occasions, for dinner wear, for a birthday or for a party. So I made it in two different colors, as you can see, in burnt orange and in brown. So let's go straight to the tutorial for today. So these are my block patterns. I've created them. That's my front and my back upper bodies. So that's what I'll be illustrating today. So I'm just going ahead to label so you can see. So I'll be opening up, and now I'm going to sort of close my two darts, my waist dart and my bust dart, and I'll be transferring that to my center front, the line I just marked. So I'm just going ahead to connect my dart to just like connect the line of my darts, so I'll be able to know the direction that I'll be closing. So I'll be transferring the side dart to that point, as you can see. Yes. So before I transfer, I'll go ahead to open up where I need to transfer my dart to, which is at the center front, towards the bust line. And I'm looking for the best way to close my dart up. So I'll close my dart up and transfer it, as you can see. Yes, so that has been transferred. The bust dart has been transferred to the center front. I'll close this up with my paper tape. Yes, so I'll do the same thing to my waist dart. I'll just sort of close it up and transfer it also. I don't need those two darts in this outfit. I don't even need the darts in this outfit I'll be making in the front region. So I can still maintain my darts at the back, but then I'll also close the dart up later in this video. That's for the back. Yes, so I'll just use my paper tape to close up the darts, both the waist and the side darts, so they both be transferred. Yes, they will be transferred here. That's my center front, so I'm just marking it for me to see. That's my center front. Next thing, I'll mark the center of my chest line. I will just locate the center of this line. I will now draw a line. Now you can decide to draw that line at your center or come a little bit down. I'm coming down a bit by about ½ inch from the center front line. Sorry, from this chest line, I'm just coming down a bit. So the idea is whatever you come down with, just measure that. So I came down and I'm measuring it from my neckline point. I'm just sort of measuring what I came down with. Now this is a very small pattern, so I have about 2.25 here. I'm just going to put that value down somewhere so I don't forget. So you can come down a bit more depending on how much you're comfortable with, but I'm comfortable with just about the center of my chest line, or just about ½ inch below it. So in this pattern I came down about ½ inch below my chest line. Chest line sort of falls at the middle of your armhole point, so you can just use that as a guide for your chest line. So I'm just going ahead to cut off the pattern. So I've done that. So I've cut my patterns up. So this is what I have. So once I've done this, I take another pattern and I place this my front pattern that is cut out on another pattern paper, allowing the center front line to align to like the edge. We still need a center front for a cowl sleep dress, so I'm just sort of taping it down, allowing the center front to still align to the edge of this new pattern. So I'm just going ahead to use my paper tape to connect this down. Yes, so once I do that, I'm going to cut open that my armhole line. So I'm cutting open my armhole line, the line that goes to my armhole. I'm cutting that open and spreading it a bit. Now I don't spread this too much, since I did have a part closed, open up that the dart region has given me. So I'm just going to open this up by about 1 inch. 1 inch is perfectly okay. Like, you've opened if you actually want more cowl, you've opened this up already, so you can just add an extra 1 inch. but I will not advise you go more than 1 inch if you don't want possibly your boss to really show or something like that. So I think 1 inch is okay. I'm measuring 1 inch now, so 1 inch is fine for your opening. Some people do more than 1 inch, but honestly that's just based on what you want, so it depends on how far and how deep you want your cowl to be. But 1 inch plus the additional that I transferred is perfectly fine for me. It will give me the fall I want without necessarily showing too much. So I'm going ahead to now draw and connect that line, yes, down to the edge of the pattern. So you can just see I just kept my roller straight from that point and I connected it. Yes, so that's my new, so this will form my new front pattern. So I'm just cutting off the excess paper underneath and tracing my, yes, I'm just cutting the excess one and cutting the pattern I would need to continue my modification. So let me just take that away. I've cut out the excess pattern I need, so you see what I'm about to do here. For this line that is just drawn, I'll fold it in like this. I'll fold it in properly. Now I'm about to cut the facing. Now the cowl slip dresses hardly have lining, so you need to cut a facing piece for it. But the facing piece for me is usually cut together with the outfit. So this is how you cut the facing piece. So I folded it, so I'll just cut off this excess paper that is sticking out here at the center front. I don't really need it, so I just need the facing piece for my cowl dress. So I sort of measured 2.5 or about 2 inch from my armhole line. I just measured 2 inch, so I'm tracing my remaining armhole to that point, so I'll be able to cut off the excess paper at that point. Yes, I'm cutting that off. So I just came down by about 2.5, or you can make yours 2 inch or more. Just see what I'm doing and follow exactly the procedure that I'm using in this video. So I'm just trying to cut that out. Once I do that, I'll open it up. Now don't forget, this is just a miniature pattern, like it's just a small pattern for illustration, so but just follow what I'm doing. So I'll connect a straight line like so. Yes, so from the what I measured, I'll just connect a straight line like that back to the center front, just that way, and that is all that I need for. You can make yours like 3 inches thereabout. That is all. I'm just cutting off the excess paper underneath my pattern. I don't really need those excesses. So but now I'm cutting my facing piece. Like I said, the facing piece is cut together with the pattern. It's cut together. Now I'm done with my front pattern for my cowl slip dress. I'm done with it, so I'll be adding a strap there, and when I do that, it's going to fall at the center, giving me the cowl effect. I'm just putting this aside, so to start modifying my back pattern. So I just start by cutting out the back pattern, just cutting it out. Yes, so I've not done this before, so I'm just cutting out the back pattern for you to see. This is pretty simple, right? Okay, so once I do this, yes, I'm done cutting. I just put my front and back together like this for me to see what I want to do exactly at the back. So you can decide to maintain this line. At the back is usually quite low. You can decide to maintain that line at the back. You can decide to come down a bit to give a sort of shape, a sort of curved shape at the back. Depends on what you want. You can decide to make yours straight. You can decide to make yours curved. But whatever you do, just measure what you have from your neckline to that place. So I marked what I have here. I think I have about 3.5. Yes, about 3.5 from my neckline. So this is my new, to the new line I just drew. So I'm keeping that aside. I'm keeping that aside. I won't throw those I won't throw the yoke pieces away, so that because I wrote down the values of what I need. We'll be using those values later for something. So I've cut that off, but we are not yet done with the back pattern. So I'll just draw my dart leg up. Yes, I'll draw my dart leg up, and I mark about 0.25 at the sides of the dart at the upper region. As you can see, I'm just sort of marking 0.25 for extra tightening at the back. It's just to make the back tighter, so that it's sort of not falling or gaping and all that. So I've marked it. Just mark 0.25 each. Now, instead of you having a seam line at the back, you can decide to close it up, which I'm going ahead to do. I'll just start from one dart leg to the other, and I'll close it up like this. So I will not need to have a seam line or a dart line or whatever at the back, and even at the front too. So now they will be, both of them will be dartless, but honestly they actually add that, but we just simply close them up so that they are not obvious. I'm going ahead to close it up. So once I do that, now you see that the back usually has this sort of fold or this curve once you close your dart. So I'll just straighten that with my ruler. I would, yes, as it won't be straight anymore. So I'll just use my ruler to reconnect it, to take away that excess puff at the front, or excess, what I call it, puff. Yeah, the excess at the front. I'm just going ahead to cut it off. So this is it. It's very easy and very simple. So this is it. So I've cut it off, and I'm going back to check my values. So for the back I had 3.5, for the front I had 2.25. So I came down by 2.25 at the front, and I came down by 3.5 at the back. So I'll add 3.5 to 2.25, so that will give me 5.75. So that will be the length of my straps. Now we have just very tiny miniature straps for these bodies. Yes, so that's 5.75. I'll just cut my straps, or I'll use my paper. Now usually for the width of my straps, I don't like making my straps more than 0.25 in the width. Now, like I said earlier, please just take note that this is just a miniature pattern for the sake of illustration. Now, when you eventually measure what you take out of your front and back, like your front and back bodies, I'm talking of the yoke area, you might have about 12, 14, 15 or so it all depends. But for this, the miniature pattern, so I'm having just about 5.75 inch. So I'm measuring 5.75 and I'm cutting it away. Please remember to add your allowance, please. Like, remember to add your sewing allowance. You can add ½ inch, 1 inch to this to make it 6.75. So this is how I'll be attaching it. I'll put my straps in between the facing piece and the main bodies, and I'll sew it down that way. That's the way I'm going to be attaching it. So the straps will sort of come out after. It will be in between the facing piece and the main clothes, or let's say the main front bodies. So that's how to connect it. Then you connect it straight to the center. You can just mark or give a notch on your fabric where the back dart line is and connect it that way. Yeah, I hope you understand me. It's that simple, and you're done. Okay, but one more thing is, when cutting a cowl sleeve dress, it is really best cut on bias. So it's not really advisable to cut it on a straight or crosswise, or a vertical or horizontal grain. So it's best cut on a crosswise grain, or will I say on a bias grain. So when you can fold, I'm just showing you how to fold your fabric at this point. This is how to fold your fabric on a bias grain, and this is how to align your pattern to it. So you're cutting both the front and back this way on a bias grain. Please don't forget, it gives it a bit of stretch. If your fabric is not stretchy especially, this is very important for you to do. So it just makes it balance better on your body without having too much of tightness or stiffness here and there. And you take your back also and you cut it the exact same way. You place it on the bias grain and you cut it. So that's the front and back. So I'll just go ahead now to draw my grain line for you to See what I'm saying? I'm just drawing the crosswise grain for you to see that okay, this is actually supposed to be cut. And please don't forget, it's a very important part of your draft scene how to cut this, because it would affect the overall look. Thanks for watching. Thank you. So wait to see what this look like on my client. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Please hit on the subscribe button below and share this video with your friends. Thank you.